Hello and welcome back to the Let's Chat series, the series where each week I am joined by someone random where we of course chat about God knows what. And today's guest, joining me today is Alexia VanNoy or VanNoy?
It's VanNoy.
VanNoy! Alexia VanNoy is joining me today to talk. Yes! Dang, I don't think I've ever gone into an episode this intense before. So, look at you.
That was a very, crazy intro.
Today's just been rough. I started off painting an auditorium and swimming, so I look and feel rougher than a dog's bark. So, but anyway, how's life been for you?
I moved back home from school, so I've been, dealing with that. But for some reason, my family's house they have a working shower. But it is, decrepit. So I'm couch surfing from shower to shower.
Oh.
So I really haven't been stable, but my cats are fine.
Oh, as long as the cats are stable, I guess. Where do your cats go when you, went to college? You just take them with you, too?
Yeah.
Or?
They lived in because I would have apartments.
Oh.
And they would just, stay in there. They're very used to not seeing me because I would just go into school and then come back at 12 in the morning hey, or when I am there they're screaming, yelling at me where's my food, who are you, please give me attention. It's I just have two demons just surrounding me at all times.
I have one of those. It's called my wife. Have you fallen into any holes recently?
No. Well, I can't remember, but I for sure have, because we were playing disc golf.
Oh!
Do you know what that is? Do you know?
Yeah, I know what disc golf is.
At, Rocky Hollows. First time I ever played with my dad, and, a bunch of people that I don't know. Oh. I know them. Hold on, let me clarify. They know me, I don't know them.
Oh, even better.
Really young when I was around.
It's we haven't seen you since you were a baby.
Yes,
you know, that kind of, yeah.
And so, he was come to disc golf with me. And I'm okay. And I'm, in all black, in the heat. And I'm walking
and Rocky
around.
Hollow's disc golf area, it's really hilly and holy.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably did you fall in a groundhog hole or something? Or?
It wasn't that deep, but I was oh, ow. So yeah, that was the last hole I'd fallen into.
Oh, hey, at least you saved for the last hole, so that's a relief.
It won't be the last hole I ever fall into, that's for sure.
Oh.
I've always fallen into some sort of trap.
Trap?
What's it, the Mario? Luigi's Mansion, he just falls and it's horrifying. That's me.
Oh.
Yeah, every situation I'm in, that's
These analogies are pretty wild.
I'm so sorry.
But anyway, I don't know any good way to transition to today's topic, but I would like to start with a personal recent anecdote. So you go out to places and some places will have those little boxes that you write probably way too much personal information on. You slip it in, it's submit your thing to win a free tractor lawnmower or some baloney like that.
Yeah.
So I ignorantly did one of those, just waiting for my Mexican food to go somewhere. And they actually reached out to me the next week hey, yo, you didn't win the big thing, but you won our daily raffle for a air purifier. When's a good time for us to come over, And I, complied and all that. But I made a mistake. I told my dad about that, and he knew, the whole shtick of, oh, that's just their way to, oh, you get a free thing, but they're just going to come to your house and try to sell you something, which was the case. And he was, talking to us about it, whatever. So come the next day, the lady shows up. She brings the little air purifier, which is, this really tiny thing. It, sort of, can fit. It's smaller than what's on here.
I thought you were talking about the woman. I was
the woman was smaller than this. No, she brought the air purifier, which is more of a fragrance diffuser. But anyway, that's not important. Okay. But then she also has this huge old vacuum. That's really the big selling point. Here's your little free oil diffuser, and hey, buy this $3,000 vacuum while we're at it. But anyway, she's demonstrating us. She had Haley make this social media post because you had to do so much to qualify to get the free thing, And
so a scam.
It was exactly a scam. It's a pyramid scheme. That's the gist of it. Lady was super nice, though, the really tiny lady. But anyway, only 2 people reacted to that post before Haley immediately deleted it. One was just a random woman. The second was my father. And so, in the smack dab middle of this presentation, she's vacuuming our rug and everything, demonstrating this thing. He shows up. It's like a horror movie for me because I see like the silhouette of his shadow peering through the kitchen window, and I'm like, dear God, no, please not now. And the door opens, he comes in, and his excuse for coming over was to bring Mexican food leftovers for our dog, which he has never done prior. And he just sits to the side, and she's like, oh, do you all need a moment or anything? And he was like, no, I'm just stopping by real quick to say hi, drop this off. And without any lead-in, he just goes, don't forget our talk yesterday, son. Right in front of this woman, and she's just kind of flabbergasted. He sticks around a little bit, and she's like, oh, did you, like, is there any reason, like, you're acting like that? She didn't say it bluntly like that. Yeah. But he was like, yeah, my mom had one, blah, 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 whatever. But then he finally got out, thankfully. And she asked, like, 3 different times, like, why was he acting like that, you know? And we were like, oh, he's just weird, you know, as fathers are. But anyway, that whole situation was painful as much as it was awkward. Mm-hmm. So today's topic is awkward experiences in our life, in which I think we all have those, whether you're the confident savant or the stumbling oaf like yours truly. Everyone has those awkward stories and experiences. You kind of dug into it with the whole talk, I guess. Yeah. But is there any more? Let's dig more into the gopher hole, you could say, of Alexia's awkward experiences in life.
Yeah, I would say my whole life is just like one continuous awkward moment. I'm kind of like that dog that's like side-eyeing you.
The side-eye dog?
Yes, I am the side-eye dog. And life is side-eyeing me, so it's like a back and forth. There was one time, the most awkward moment that I've had within the past, like, couple of years is, like, an iconic story. I see one of our art people in Somerset, and he's sitting outside of Old Flashback, and he's playing his guitar, and I just got my car. And if you, like, saw passing by, she does not look very pretty, but she was gorgeous when I first got her. And I pull up.
And here I thought you were talking about the person at first.
Well, I pull up next to him. He's playing his guitar, and I'm like, I roll down the window. I'm like, your guitar is so cool. And then I run into the wall in front of him.
Wait, in your car?
In my car.
Oh.
And he's like,
bruh.
I'm like, is it bad? And he goes, it's pretty bad.
Oh.
So I have like this giant scrape in my car, and I just have to like.
Well, was the wall okay too?
The wall's fine. It was like.
And were you okay too? I probably should have asked.
No,
that
it was
first.
like a scrape.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, just like me being like, oh, your guitar is so awesome, and no chance to respond, just hit the wall. And then he was just like, okay, and then left.
What a first impression.
Right. And now I see him walking around. I haven't seen him in like a couple of years.
He doesn't see you driving around because that probably scares him for that first time.
I know. Like, I fear if I see him again, like on the street, I like have to keep my eyes. I cannot, or I'm gonna want.
Well, keep your eyes open though, because you need that for driving.
No, I'm gonna close them. Everyone hates to see me on the road because I'm just like running into people. No, I'm not. I swear.
Well, traffic accidents aside, what else you got?
Well, I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
Right on.
So, imagine, I'm playing a rabbit. And not like a itty bitty rabbit. Like, I'm playing like a 3-foot tall rabbit that stands on 2 legs, and she like does little crafts. And so, there's one time, like right before I got kicked out of this group, this is when I was in EKU, like a year ago. The DM was like, everyone, you gotta sit on the floor. There's not enough chairs, and I wanna be tall. So he's like, sitting looking down at all of us, and so that's like another layer of the like position I'm in. I'm on the freaking floor, I'm playing this rabbit, everyone's playing like these like badass characters besides the character that's playing a kid. I don't know about that, but that was pretty wild. We just got to like 3rd level or something like that, and I have this like subclass thing where I can make a big creature out of metal or wood. And I'm like, I want to make a bear. And they were like, okay, roll for bear. So I rolled, it's like a good number or whatever. They're like, you use all of the metal from the beds. And I'm like, oh, weird, okay. And then someone mentions the bucket that the plasmoid sits in. And if you don't know what a plasmoid is, it is just a big slime creature.
Oh, like me.
Right. So like they would sink through the wood if you didn't have a bucket.
Oh.
And I didn't choose to use the bucket, but oh well, so I guess I used a bucket. Everyone's like looking at me in this moment like, Alexia, how dare you for using this bucket? And I'm like, wait guys, I got it. So this is where the rabbit chimes in. I go, and she like eats with her hands. She like eats I almost said corn. Okay. And so she goes into the kitchen and she's like, I'm gonna use some of these tools, like pans, to make a bucket. And they're like, okay, roll again. And I roll like a natural 20 or something. So I make this excellent bucket, but it's like huge. So I use all the pans. And no one tells me, they're like, you want an option to use the pans? No, I just use all the pans. So everyone comes in to the room and they're like, how dare you for using all the pans? And like everyone's around me and I'm on the floor, like, and I'm already in pain, and these characters just start yelling at me, and it just like is silent after, and I'm just like a single tear like runs down my face. And so that was pretty awkward, sitting after just like having all these people yell at you. I did not stay that for very long after that. And it was like all of my friends at the time. I didn't have any other friends at this school because everyone at EKU is very like cliquey.
Well, that just feels like a university experience right there.
True.
Yeah. That's why community college, baby, let's go. But have you ever had those awkward interactions with like wait staff or workers, like this most renowned one of like you go to movies and they're like, enjoy your movie, and you're like, you too.
Yes, always. I would have teachers. There was one teacher, I forgot her name. I don't even know what grade it was. I think it was like at least 3rd grade. And I remember really liking this teacher, even though I don't remember her name. And I was like, I love you.
Oh.
And the teacher was like, great, champ. Like,
great, champ.
I've had many of that experience. Or calling my teacher like mom.
Oh, yeah, I heard that one a lot.
Which is funny because, not to self-deprecate, but I don't have a mom. So it's like, what? So it's like, where's the accident here? But like,
you, Evan. I regretted that as soon as I said that.
I think you're really not wrong. That's like the most awkward moment. Like,
I didn't even think about this example, but you're talking about teachers. The most awkward thing I've done in school was, you've done bus evacuations, right?
Yeah.
Well, I did a bus evacuation, I think it was 8th grade, and we were like moving out, like going through the back end of the bus, and I was a big boy then. I'm a big boy now, but I was especially so then. But like, it was like a culmination of different grades, and there was this much younger girl ahead of me who jumped out, but like she kind of like fell on the ground. Yes. So here I am jumping out, and she hasn't like fully gone up yet. So like I don't land like smack dab on her, but I like land on my feet where I'm like dangling over her pretty much, like kind of like, I'm gonna be out of camera for this, but like arched like this kind of.
Yes.
And she's like freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, this giant 8th grader's on top of me. And then I went back and all the kids were like picking on me about it. And like playfully so, I was laughing along with them. And like our teacher, who's super chill, like definitely like the mom-esque teacher or cool aunt teacher, whatever you want to classify it as. She was asking like, what happened with Eli? And they were like, Eli, demonstrate. And I demonstrated pretty much what I did there. And her jaw hit the floor like, Eli. I was like, listen, she should have gotten up. There
was one time, I'm like 8th grade, maybe.
8th grade, man. It was a crazy year.
All of middle school just kind of sucks.
Oh, yeah. Forget about it.
I'm in the back of the bus, and like we're all these, they kind of like put me and my friend there to like balance out the evil in the back of the bus. Because I live like in the middle of nowhere. So I get all the kids that are just like, yeehaw! And they're like kind of awful and evil. And so I'm back there, and they're like, this one guy's like, man, I just got an x-ray done. And we're all like, show us the x-ray. And he's like, I can't show you the x-ray because I think it was somewhere like inappropriate. And he was like, okay, I'll show you. But I was in the seat in the middle between him and his friend, and so I just get like a huge glimpse of something I'm not supposed to see.
Well, if it's an x-ray, you think it would see through. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about.
I think it was a joke.
Oh.
And so I was like, what is happening? And I'm like sitting there like absolutely flabbergasted. He was like, you were not supposed to see that. And that bus was crazy. We had like 3 bus drivers, and all of them like absolutely hated us. They were like, "Can you guys just shut up talking like I hate you?" Like, it was like every bus ride was hell. I hate the bus. I hated middle school.
I think we all do. I don't know any bus driver that enjoys their job.
A lot of awkward moments that I've had is like, I see it happening and I literally just like freeze like a deer. There was one time, 6th grade. So we're like, no one's used to stairs yet.
Yeah.
Because all the schools have been on one level. And I watched this girl, and there's like this huge staircase. For some reason in middle school, we were watching like all these people go down these like huge steps in this like middle school corridor. And this girl takes the worst tumble from the top of the steps. And there's like this middle section, and she's like, woo! And she's just like, sitting there, and everyone's like, I don't know what to do.
Oh.
I've seen that happen a lot. And I've also fallen down and up the stairs.
Oh, yeah. I feel like falling upstairs is more common than falling down.
Right. I trip a lot because I don't be paying attention where I'm going.
That is fair. Or that one magical step will just show up out of nowhere, you know?
Right. And I'm like, oh, and I'm gone. And then all my stuff goes everywhere, and it's a whole thing.
It's a whole kerfuffle. But anyway, this is a topic, like, talking about a lifetime of a lifetime of awkward experiences. We can go on for days on end, but I think we've drawn to our time now, so I think we're going to wrap it up here. But again, I want to thank you not only for coming on, but I think for being the first person to explicitly go out of your way to be like, hey, when can I get on the show? So here you are for my mass audience of, I want to say 20 people. Hi, Tyler. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If not, then you suck. But yes, like that, I want to say that is a wrap.